Hi everyone, I'm here with Byron of Collins Epic War Games, and we're going to talk about Spearpoint 1943 and its expansion, which is the map expansion, is that what it's called?
We call it the map expansion for short. It's the Village and Defensive Line map expansion. And it's basically more of an evolution than an expansion is the way I like to think of it. Because we take a basic card game, which is a great war game filler, 30 minutes, fast play, it's all cards and dice, very simple. And then that feeds into this expansion, which for players who want to take that further with some more detail, you can add some more concepts like line of sight and some destructible terrain and a very dynamic setup with each game. So the map expansion requires one copy of this, and like I said, you use the same cards on the expansion, which we're releasing here at Origins.
Great, and so I personally am not very much of a war gamer. I have Memoir 44, which you'd probably laugh at, but I'm just curious, are there any ways to help someone new like me get into something like this?
Yeah, the basic card game is what I'd recommend. If you want to check us out, we've got Spearpoint 43 has one sheet of rules, so it's very simple to learn and teach, and it's a great filler game. It's not a hardcore war game, so it's a great gateway war game. So 2 players and very quick, and it's very portable too. You can see this is how big the box is, so people, we hear all the time, throw it in their bags or go to the airport and play it on the plane, So it's a good filler. So with that, that's what I'd recommend. If you wanted to get into the card game, then you could step it up into the board war game portion of it if you want to take it a bit further. So.
Great, and you were showing me a little bit about the rule book and how it interacts with a smartphone. Could you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah, one thing we're doing that's pretty unique, I think we're the first to do it, is in the rule book, to help learn the game. The biggest, I think, barrier for picking up a new game is learning the rules, digesting the rules, especially for war games that get a little more on the complex side. So we try to keep it easy, and with that, one thing that I came up with was to embed QR codes into the rule book itself. So when you're at the game table and you need some sort of explanation on the turn sequence, for example, if you've got your iPad or your smartphone, you can take a scan app, find a code that you're interested in learning more about, scan that code, and up comes a video tutorial of that very concept. So with that, you've got right at your fingertips on the game table the videos you need to help learn the game or refresh yourself if you haven't played for a couple weeks. So that's basically how we're using QR codes in a pretty unique way, like I said, to help gamers learn it. And there's 17 of those videos embedded right here in the rules. So, and the online PDF version has all these same QR codes as hyperlinks. So it makes it easy too. If you don't have a phone, that can scan, you can always click on the codes. Same thing.
Cool. And will you be using this method in future releases?
I'm going to use it on every future game. Yes. I think it's worth the upfront effort to put something together where you can really explain the game well in a video. And people learn in different ways. A lot of people learn by being shown the game in a demo or from a friend. And so with that, I think it's a great way to learn when you're looking at a video versus, some people can read and pick it right up, but others of us like to be more visual learners, so it's kind of catering to that.
Cool. I saw earlier when you were setting this up that there's 2 sides to this board.
Yes, it's a 2-sided.
Yeah, do you mind explaining a little bit more about what we kind of get in the...
Sure, the map expansion has a 2-sided mounted map. The side you're looking at here is called the Summer Village side, set in Italy in '43. And it covers struggles over Italian villages between the U.S. and Germans using this card game. And the flip side is the Italian defensive line, kind of inspired by the real winter line in 1943 and World War II. And that's set in the winter. With that, you have associated terrain tiles with each side. These terrain tiles help each game set up differently. So even within the same scenario, you're going to set up the terrain in a different way every game. So with that keeps every game fresh, and and pretty open-ended on how it plays out. So it's pretty very replayable with that. So like for example, this village might set up completely different the next time you play, and this tiger wreck might be crops, or you might have a cemetery next to the church or whatever. And so that the terrain really affects the units and what they can see and where they can be, and it's a lot to think about when you're moving your guys around and trying to figure out what to do.
Very cool. Looks really great. So recently, there's been a lot of war games coming to digital platforms, especially iOS.
Yeah.
I know recently on Kickstarter there was this one called Battle of the Bulge, which...
Yes, I kickstarted that as well.
Oh,
yeah, I supported that, yeah.
I'm just wondering if you have any plans to move in that direction.
Absolutely, yeah. We want to start with this and port Spearpoint 43 to the iPad. That'd be a great thing. I've been looking into it. I haven't signed with a developer yet, so yeah, I am looking for a good developer, kind of shopping around a bit with that. And with that, that's definitely a plan of mine, is to take some of our games that would work well on the iPad and bring them there.
Great. Sounds like a great plan. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope you have a great convention. This looks like a great product.